What is going on, miners, and welcome back to the Hobbyist Miner channel. Well, before we get into the core of our video today, talking about our overheating GPU, our 1060, I got a box in. Woo, got a package. So I got a package in from the team over at GPUrisers.com. They've actually been super generous to me, the community, to the channel. I mean, we got a boatload of their boxes down there, and they went ahead and sent us another one, which I'm super thrilled about. So I thought, hey, let's go ahead and do a little unboxing at the top of our video, taking a look and seeing what they sent us today. I love the fact that they sent me something, but I hate packing peanuts because they get everywhere. All right, so let's see what we got in here. We got some boxes. Can't miss those orange boxes there. Heck yeah. All right, see, because here's why. You ready? Start to take these out. My goal is to not make a mess with these at all. All right, we got a box. We'll take a look. Fancy. You can tell they're the new boxes because look, they have a little drop shadow on everything. Looks really cool. What else we getting here? Worst thing in the world would be like thinking I got everything and then throwing something away. That would be terrible. How many we got? We got 4, it looks like. Awesome. Awesome. I can't wait to see what we got in here. What do they got on this sticker here now? What is that? Oh, it's like a riser or something. What is that sticker? Yeah, it's like a riser now on the sticker here. Interesting. Okay, anything else in here? Doesn't look like it. Now, you know what you got to do now? Now I have to go ahead and get a trash bag. Put all these in a trash bag and hope that they don't go everywhere. I know, first world problems here. All right, so let's put this out here. Okay, let's get our little knife. You ever seen it? Look how small this is. It's perfect. Perfect for opening up these little packages. Okay, so we're gonna try to do this one-handed without hurting ourselves. All right, I think we got that one. Yep, we're good. Okay. Woo! We got risers. Okay, cool. Stickers. I love stickers. I have to go put these in our pile. We have a, look at this pile of stickers over here. What else we got in here? Tech Shinji, Space Goats, Chump Change. If anybody has a sticker they want to send me, I do need to find a place for these. But reach out to me. I have a P.O. box now. I'll give you the P.O. box. You can send it out to me. Okay, so we got risers. Thank you very much for the risers. Let's see what we have here. I wonder if these are all risers. I did tell them I was low on risers. I wonder if that's what they sent me. Ooh, I definitely need more of these. Because if you look, so this is the GPU risers, USB cables, and GPU adapters. Or no, wrong one. We want PCI cables. There we go. I got a few of these left. 3 left. So definitely was in need of more of those. God, look at all these. That's amazing. The team over there is nuts. While we're getting into this, if you guys want to nab some of these, just because they do support the community, which is insane, I will have a code down below. It'll get you guys 10% off on your entire cart if you go and purchase anything from GPU Risers. They do hard drives now, solid state drives. They have the risers, they have the Y splitters. So go check them out. That checkout code is the Hobbyist Miner, one word. All right. We got this. All right, let's see what we got here. More risers is my guess. Yep. Awesome. I'll take it. And what's in box number 4? Oh, that almost was bad. Okay. Oh no, I didn't get it all the way. There we go. Nice, more risers. Awesome. Jeez, look at all these. Is this 6? No, there's more than 6 in here, right? Yeah, there's definitely more than 6 in here. Awesome. Anyways, huge shout out to the team over at gprisers.com for sending us over this care package. This is awesome. Thank you for stocking me back up. This will go a long way. Lots of more rigs to come from those guys. So let's get into what we wanted to discuss today. So GPU maintenance. A lot of my cards I've gotten in and I haven't cleaned them to the degree that I'd like to, and I haven't replaced the thermal paste. 99% of the cards that I get in are secondhand. You guys are very familiar with this rig here. This is my Juggernaut rig. This one has 1060s on it, 1080s, and 1660 Ti's. So this up top here, these are all 1060s. Let me come in here, I'll yell a little bit louder. So we got some EVGAs, 4 EVGAs, we have a Gigabyte, and we have an Asus. Look how dirty that is. That's crazy. Down here we got our 1660 Ti's, we got 3 1080s, Founders Edition, PNY, and a Zotac. So what I'm running into today is I have replaced the thermal paste on I think 3 of these, but there's still some that haven't ever been replaced since I got it in, which leads me to believe as well that some of these haven't had the thermal paste ever replaced and still have the factory thermal paste on them. This Gigabyte card is overheating. Now, you could see there's a lot of dust in here. Look at that. That one fan literally, I think, just stopped. And look how slow that fan's going. Oh no, this rig's shutting down. I started to shut it down. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So, this guy is starting to overheat. If I take a look, let me refresh this. It was at 74 degrees before. All right, yeah, it's rebooting right now. So it's right here, 1060 Gigabyte. It was up to 74 degrees and I have seen it at 77 degrees. So I'm overdue, I'm definitely overdue. So let me go ahead, shut this rig down, pull this out, and I'm gonna go ahead and replace the thermal paste, and I'll check back in with you guys a little bit along the way. I'm not gonna do a full thermal paste replacement video. If you guys are looking for one, I'll put a link in the upper right hand corner and down below. I have a full 30-minute video going through step by step, cleaning the card, replacing the thermal paste, and putting it back together. So let me go ahead and get this guy pulled out of here and we'll see what we can do. God, that's so dirty. So while I'm waiting for that rig to shut down, I thought, oh, why don't I show you guys this? So I have a GPU maintenance spreadsheet that I keep. I do need to fill it out in more detail. I'm missing serial numbers and some notes on it. But I started this some time ago and it's really worked for me. And I hope something like this would work for you. So I created a list of each of my rigs. You can see under the rig category, and then each of the GPUs. As I said, I need to add some serial numbers in here. And then when the last time the thermal paste was replaced, when the last time the card was blown out, this has worked, and then some notes on it. So this has worked out really well for me. So if you come in here, you can see, any of my cards that are out for repair. I have them all back. But like here, up here, my 470s, they were replaced back in March. The card was blown out on the 12th. Awesome. A 580 down here. Thermal paste was replaced in April. Same thing with the card being blown out. So I've done pretty good here, but there's a big gap on this Juggernaut rig, especially on the 1060s. So these are, anything in red needs to get worked on. Anything in green is in a good spot for right now. So my goal is get everything to green and then start over with oldest to newest. So I would recommend you do something like this for your rigs and for your cards. I think this could go a really long way. I need to take some time at some point and get all the serial numbers in here because some of these, I have multiples of the same model. So I want to make sure I differentiate them properly. Okay, let's go ahead and replace the thermal paste. Okay guys, so we went ahead and pulled the card out. This is the Gigabyte 1060 6 gig card. Some things to point out, you can definitely see a lot of dust and dirt in here, kind of caked in here. Same thing within the fans that we're seeing. This gives us a better shot to see inside of here. So what I'm going to do first off is I'm going to take this card outside, and we have this is a DataVac electric duster. I really like this. Not using canned air, not worrying about the moisture that those come with. I'm going to blow out the card. Now I recommend that you hold down the fans when you blow it out so you don't destroy the bearings on it. Once I go ahead and blow it out, I'll probably end up blowing it out a second time after I've taken it apart and I have the heat sink separated, because right now it's really difficult to get in here and you can see the heat sink's really dirty. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I am working on, this is actually a toolbox liner. It's 100% rubber. I'll put a link down below to this. This works really well as a little table for what we're working on. Have some thermal pads here, some more in my cabinet. Have some thermal paste, some Q-tips, and then I have a little bit here. What I use the most is here is our 99% alcohol, which is great. Some wipes to wipe off plastic pieces and such, and then some more alcohol pads to clean everything off. So let me go ahead and get this blown out and I'll start to take it apart. Okay, so I'm gonna try to here give you guys a view of opening this up to see what it looks like for the first time. I removed 4 screws from the back, which were for the heat sink, right in here. And then there's also another 2, one here and one here. So I think that's all of them. So let's go ahead and pull this off. Yep, there we go. Our first look, our first gaze. So yeah, so taking a look, the thermal paste I'm thinking has been replaced before. The pads are not too bad, but they're not great, is what I'm seeing there. And actually, if I turn the camera here, you can see, so those pads there were actually covering these units here. And then you can see some of the thermal paste there. Just not the best job overall. So our goal is to beat 74 degrees Celsius once we're all said and done. So let me go ahead, I'm gonna remove the pads, replace them. A lot of people ask like, hey, how do you know what to replace them with? I'm usually a big advocate on getting, measuring them up. The best way to do it is actually a tool. If you have a tool to measure them, that's what you're supposed to do. What I traditionally do is there's really 3 sizes that I found are the standard, and I just go ahead, eye it up, and you could tell pretty quickly, like you could see it as to what the thickness is, and then I'll go ahead and replace those, and I've been successful with that so far. But rule of thumb is really to measure them. There are tools to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to replace the thermal, I'm going to clean everything, and then I'll be back after everything's cleaned up. Okay, so we got everything apart. I did clean off this side of the heat sink, so the other side of the heat sink's in good shape, but took this apart and man, look how caked on that is right there. And then on top of that, the fan, fan is in bad shape. So definitely gonna take a while. Outside of that, so far so good. So I'll update you guys after I have this all cleaned up, this cleaned up, and our board all cleaned up and good to go. Okay, we're back. I'm not gonna lie, it's been almost an hour. This took a while. So what I did, I took this off of the heat sink. I still haven't done the heat sink yet. And I then went ahead and took off the fans and got the fans completely cleaned, which is awesome. They spin great now, which is good. Everything is cleaned out. Definitely took a Q-tip to that. Our card is completely cleaned and ready to go, which is good. And then I did take off this heat sink, and oh my gosh, this thing, I couldn't even get it completely clean. You see? You could see some of the grime still in there. This was actually the dirtiest part of the entire thing so far. So my next step is to get the heat sink cleaned up, and then we're gonna get some new thermal pads and paste on, and we'll be ready to get mining again. Okay, so we got everything put back together, all cleaned and good to go. I did put our heat sink back on. You can see a little bit of the thermal pad there. I did end up using 0.5 millimeter for our thermal pads. I'll put a link down below to those if you want to get them. They come with like 0.5 millimeter, 1.0 millimeter, and 1.5 millimeter. It's like a variety pack. You get like 3 sets each. So I'll put a link down below if you guys are interested in getting those. I do need to put one more thermal pad right here, and then we'll go ahead and apply our thermal paste. I like to use the MXR. Artic thermal compound. I'll put a link down below to this. This has been phenomenal, has worked really well. So give me a minute, let me get that last thermal pad in place, and then we'll apply our thermal paste. Okay, we are now ready for our Artic thermal compound, our MX4 here. So we're gonna do the Mighty P. There we go. Ta-da! All right, great. Let's get this GPU back together. Okay, guys, our Gigabyte 1060 6 gig card is back together and ready to be mining. Some of you guys are elitist out there, and some of you guys are far more knowledgeable than me. As I always like to promote, dude, I'm still learning. I started mining back in February. I hadn't taken apart a GPU up to a few months ago. So some of you guys might have seen 1,000 different things that I did wrong there. I appreciate your understanding. I appreciate your patience. If you have any tips and tricks, feel free to leave them down below. I am by no means saying I'm an expert, and I would love some of your recommendations. So please share them down below in the comments. That would be awesome. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get this set back up. I need to put the GPU hanger back on this. I need to put a new riser on it. We were using one of these guys, and it got us by, and it wasn't bad. But we're gonna go ahead and replace it with a GPU riser from the guys over there. Thanks again. So let me get this back in place, and we'll go ahead and power this up, and our goal is to do better than 74 degrees Celsius. Okay, so our 1060 is back in place here, looking good, much cleaner than what it was before. Our fans are spinning much better, which is awesome. We did go ahead and put in our GPU risers, 8 capacitor riser, which is the new one that just came out. And then we do have, this is actually by GPU Risers 2, our splitter. This card just uses a 6-pin here and a 6-pin on the riser itself and goes down to our PCI cable there. So let's go ahead and get this powered on. So we have our first power supply up here, second one down here, and then finally our power button here for our ATX. And give it, oh, hang on, forgot to turn it on over here. There we go. And let's go ahead and power it on. There we go. Okay, cool. Our fans are going, which is awesome. So I'm gonna let this run for about 10 minutes, get it up and mining, and I'll see you guys back on the computer to determine if we fixed it. Okay guys, so we are back up and running. GPU 0 is our Gigabyte that we just worked on there, and we were at 74 degrees Celsius. And where are we at now? Bam! Looking good. 52, 54-ish degrees Celsius, which is awesome. Huge difference there, huge improvement. Cleaning the card, cleaning the heat sink, the fans, you know, getting that up and running, replacing the thermal paste, replacing the thermal pads. Huge difference there. About 20 degrees total, which is exactly what we wanted. So I'll call this one a success. Well, guys, thank you guys very much for joining me. Don't forget, do not neglect your cards. Make sure that you do go ahead and start to create your own spreadsheet, going ahead and mapping out when's the last time you cleaned your cards, blew them out, replace the thermal paste, replace the thermal pads. Super important to keep them mining, to keep the longevity, and to keep making you money. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.